Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another flight review. Today we'll be trying out A220-100 of Swiss International Airlines. I know this is a 777, but we'll be also flying a long-haul aircraft. That's why we're flying from Prague to Zurich to catch Edelweiss's A340. Subscribe. You don't wanna miss that one. Anyways, let's jump right into the video. Me and my friends arrived at Prague Airport early in the morning, since this was a 6 AM flight. Swiss uses Terminal 2 at Prague Airport, which is used for Schengen flights. Our airport experience here at Prague was fine. Terminal was clean, security was fast, and announcements were loud and clear, also in different languages depending on the flight destination. By the way, last time I was here I departed from the other terminal used for non-Schengen flights because I was flying to Kazakhstan via Istanbul. Videos from Central Asia are now all up on my channel, feel free to watch them later. Now, before we board our A220 to Zurich, I have to talk for a while about my pre-flight experience regarding the booking. Alright, I'm gonna try to explain what happened here. So since I'm a dumb and lazy person, I had my Austrian app already downloaded, so I booked these two flights via the Austrian app. Now, two of my other friends, which were also traveling with me on this trip, they booked these flights via the Swiss app. And the thing that happened was with the seat selections. The two friends of mine, they had to pay extra for those seats when they booked it on the Swiss International Airlines website. In my case, in the Austrian's app, the seat selection was already included in the booking, so it was complimentary, let's say. So I booked it without any problems, right? But after a few days I decided to check out the booking if everything was alright, because that's what I usually do when I book a flight. The seat on my Edelweiss A340 was not there. My seat that I selected was 8K, because I deliberately wanted to, choose the seat so I could see the two engines hanging on the wings. Now, in this part of the plane, in the A340, from rows 1 to 10, you could see the engines from the front, like this, as you can see on the screen right now. But anyways, yeah, as I mentioned, the seat was not there. I checked back a few days later, it was there again. So I was like, maybe it was a bug. After a few days, I checked it out again, it was once again not there. A few days later again, it was there. And one last time I checked it, it was not there a few days later. So I decided to contact Edelweiss's call center. Edelweiss told me they can't do anything about it because I booked it via Austrian. I had to contact Austrian's call center. I had to wait a couple tens of minutes. After 40 or 50 minutes, a lady on the Austrian's call center picked up. Now, I told her my booking reference. She was trying to find the booking, but she couldn't find the booking for some reason. So I had to tell her other details about the flight, my name, etc. She found the flight, but she generated a new booking reference just for the A340 of Edelweiss flight. And she explained to me that the seat I selected, it was not selected in their system. So she advised me that I should go to Edelweiss's website, go to extras and stuff, use the new reference code that she generated just for the A340 flight. So I went on their website, I wrote down the code and etc. And I needed to pay for the seat separately in order for me having the preferred seat I wanted to have, so it was very strange. The Austrian's app still thought for some reason I had the seat. Sometimes it thought I didn't have the seat. It was all weird with a lot of bugs. Austrian is their app is a little strange sometimes. But anyways, I paid for the seat 32 euros. It was my most expensive seat selection ever. But you know what? I had this view, so it was absolutely worth it. Anyways. Yeah, that's just a little interlude into my problem with the seat selection. Let's board the A220 now, shall we?
Alright, the flight just started boarding. Kulik is right over there, he has group 3. For some reason my boarding group is 5, so that's the plane. And we're gonna hopefully board soon as well. This is a Ryanair.
We kindly ask passengers on
This is my second time on an A220 And this is gonna be an A220-100. I've flown on the A220-300 before on Air Baltic. Excited to fly the cute little version of the A220.
Here we are boarding this 8.6-year-old Hotel Bravo Juliet Bravo Charlie, taking us to Zurich.
Good morning.
Good morning, hello.
The boarding was very fast and we found ourselves inside the A220. So let's take a look at the cabin. First impression, seats look very modern, wearing the brown-white color palette. As per usual, the A220 has a 2-3 seat configuration with a pair of seats on the left side and 3 seats on the right side of the plane. The comfiness of the seat itself was 6 out of 10, let's say. The tray table was big enough, although slightly dirty but not terribly dirty. Below the tray table you get these 2 weird seat pockets which may be used for storing your smaller belongings or a water bottle, for example. Furthermore, the legroom was fantastic, and above the tray table you will find a set of in-flight magazines as well as a sickness bag and of course a safety card.
The cabin looks overall pretty good. The seats look great. They are comfy. You can recline them quite a lot, which is good. This is the overhead panel, air conditioning. You got your little screen here on the Airbus A220 and the seatbelt sign is on. We should be going to Pushback soon, but we were waiting for our slot. That should be arriving to Venice, I think.
A very good morning, dear guests. On behalf of your cabin crew, I'm pleased to welcome the Swiss and Starlines flight to Zurich. My name is Tanya Olsen, I'm your man to the cabin.
Whenever the fasten seatbelt sign is on, the use of the lavatories is not permitted.
The crew on board was kind and the presentation of the Swiss brand, including the safety video, was fine. Oh yeah, and the safety demo was also played in Czech language.
Menší zařízení, jako jsou tablety a mobilní telefony, lze pevně držet v ruce nebo je třeba je uložit.
After a few minutes of waiting for a slot, we were ready to depart out of rainy Prague.
The seatbelt sign is still on, but the crew is apparently handing out water bottles. Maybe some snack, I don't know, we'll see. Oh, it's a Swiss branded, like Swiss the airline, with presumably a water company from Switzerland. Okay. Well, I had water, but appreciate it. I would also appreciate a snack of a smaller kind. You know, I really expect Swiss to have a little snack. Complimentary. SAS has coffee or tea. So far Swiss has water. We'll see. Hello. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, they just gave us this typical Swiss chocolate. So I guess we're in the food mood.
Since the flight was almost empty, I once again moved around the cabin, shot clips from different angles, and then I checked out the lavatory in the back, since the front one was only for business class passengers.
Lavatory check. This is a bit goofy. What the hell? What the hell? I hope it's locked. Yep, okay. Lavatory check from the Swiss A220. It is freaking spacious. Probably one of the most spacious toilets on an airplane I've ever been in. Anyways, it's not the cleanest. The sink is clean, but the floor is not the cleanest. The toilet itself seems fine. The lighting here is a bit got your wipes, toilet paper, trash can over here to the left of the sink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Straight 10 seconds. Not bad. Pretty good actually. Yeah, that's it probably. The coat hanger is here. And you got the thing for changing diapers for babies. Yeah, and it's pretty spacious. Like, I can literally dance here. That's how spacious it is. I'm gonna piss and see you back in my seat. I'm trying to catch signal. Oh, it just started catching signal. Okay. So we are 28,000 feet, cruising out the river of Germany now. Above this city I'm not even going to try to pronounce. We are actually closer to Zurich than I thought we would be. We should be descending, and we have started descending in fact.
This was a short flight. It took approximately 50 minutes. Now, here are my thoughts on this short regional Swiss hop. I sadly found it very mediocre to fly with them. I might have not experienced the full potential that Swiss offers. The service of course differs depending on the length of the flight. But yeah, considering I got this flight including the Edelweiss A340 flight in one booking for exactly 101 euros. It wasn't that bad, and especially considering the A340 part. But I honestly can't imagine paying solely for this Swiss flight more than, let's say, 60 euros. With exceptions of the complimentary water bottle, a small chocolate bar and a better legroom, it doesn't really differ that much from other airlines. Although I appreciate the new and silent A220. The cabin was quite clean, looked fresh and smelled new, despite this A220 being one of the older examples. Now, in regards to the punctuality, the flight was on time, and something I really liked was when we were approaching Zurich, the cabin crew informed the passengers transferring to connecting flights about their gate and some other important information about their flights. I remember flying Swiss in 2018, when I flew from Vienna to Miami via Zurich of course. The first hop on the A320 was very similar to this flight, but the A330 to Miami, although old, it was a much better experience with complimentary meals, comfier seats, in-flight entertainment screens and so on, but that's long haul, which is obviously different. Anyways, yeah, there isn't much more to comment here. It was overall very mediocre, nothing special to be honest, but the flight was chill. Now enjoy the landing. the post-flight experience was fine, but we taxied for a very long time after landing. Thanks Swiss for the barely 4-star flight from Prague to Zurich.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Now I'm on my way with my friends to do some spotting, and then the highlight of this trip, the A340. Subscribe so you don't miss the video when it comes out. Thanks for watching, FJ out.
Edelweiss A340, here we come.